Hello, hello. Welcome to the Imperfect Podcast, the podcast where we bring amazing people to talk about their imperfections. Hi, Fatima.
Hi, Ziad. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good, thank you.
Great. Fatima, I am as stressed as you. You know why?
Yeah?
Because as I told you 5 seconds ago, you are the first guest that I have that I don't know. And I'm so eager to but with whom I have a connection. We have a connection. That's why you are here. You commented on one of the videos a few weeks ago, and then we discussed, and then here you are on the podcast. Thank you for your trust, by the way. I really appreciate this, and I'm sure we're gonna have a very exciting and amazing episode. What do you think about that?
I think so too. And thanks to you also for inviting me.
Well,
Thank you.
Fatima, before we start, I asked you what did attract you with the podcast and then to be part of it. So maybe you can, before we go into the tricky question, what can you share with us a little bit? What was the reason or the feeling that you had to do this step?
Yes. First of all, as all of us like to be perfect, right, in this world, and we try to present the best part of ourselves, the ready part, the polished, the masks we wear, and all of that. And I'm one of these people, and the past year has been working on removing these over things that are just extras that I don't need and not really caring if people in the end like me or not. So this is something I've been working on, and just the name itself, the Imperfect podcast, grabbed my attention, and I wanted to be part of it.
Amazing. And did you notice that it's I'm perfect also? Because perfect, imperfect, what is perfect, what is imperfect? But we're going to talk more about it in few.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
Fatima, the tricky question, the killing question, the most difficult question in the world is, can you please present yourself in a few words for our audience?
Yes. My name is Fatima. I belong to two different cultures. One is Saudi, one is Italian. I'm a mom, a wife. I am a very complex personality that wants to be everything at once, which I feel makes me have a good and a hard time at the same time, because when you want to be everything in very short time, it could be tiring. But I do enjoy it, and I'm lately working on removing, like I said, all the things I don't need, the extra layers I was putting, whether it's for safety, for love, for anything, and just being more connected to myself and being who I truly am and just showing it to the world instead of hiding it.
Who are you truly?
Who am I truly?
Yeah.
I think an artist.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know what you've said, what you've shared so far reminds me of, and this is the drama of this podcast, is every time I speak to a guest, I find a part of me that resonates with what they are saying, like this duality between different things, different wanting to be everything in one thing. I think we all have it a little bit. And in my experience, in the last 2 3 years, I've been working exactly on integrating the different part of me, because I had very, like, the duality inside of me was very big, between the artist, for example, and the director. I have a part that is artist that I didn't let it express itself for years. And then I have the director who's here to help, to support, to make things too ambitious and wants to achieve and all that. And in the last 2 years, I'm discovering something called harmony. Like, even the harmony, it took me some time to integrate it in my spirit to understand what it means. And I think in your case, having this background of being from Saudi Arabia and Italy, and integrating these two parts with also the other different parts of you, make you really make your journey even more exciting and maybe imperfect in the path, no?
Yeah. And you always, also just a thought came to my mind now when you were saying that part is you know how people where they belong to, they fit in the puzzle, right? Like for example, you're a piece of Lebanon, you fit there, or you're a piece of whatever, Spain, you fit there. I never felt like I belong 100% anywhere as well, you know? So it's always in general, let's say the imperfect piece that's has another part from somewhere else as well. So that thing also makes me feel like this duality all the time, whether it's in my like you said, my blood, or even the things I love, my passions. I always feel like there is many parts.
Yeah, and you know, this discovery is not, we don't tell like we don't say to each other that we are different parts. We say that we are one, and we're raised and born to be one. And then you feel all these impulses and all these like directions inside of you, and you just try to shut up this one and put this one aside. And then when you discover that no, it's okay to have different parts, we all have different parts. It's not about duality, it's not about conflict, it's not about fighting, it's about integration, it's about harmony. And I think when I just discovered that this is possible, and I'm not crazy if I have different parts, it was a huge door that opened to me and to the possibility that it gives.
Completely. And that's why I said also, and I think you can relate, is that I'm an artist, because I feel like artists take things from everywhere and make something out of it, right? So I feel like we're all a piece of art. Like we're just working on ourselves, trying to be who we are. And I'm in my 40s as well. And it's funny that you think by then you found yourself, but you're always just, you feel like, what? What was I all these years? You know, like I was wasting my time and this and that and whatever. Like you're always discovering something new about yourself.
Yeah, don't tell me about the 40s. It's like crazy, the 40s, because yeah, like it's not an easy age, because you when you were younger, you think, as you were saying, that you by 40, okay, I know everything and everything is clear. But then you get to 40 and you see that you have, okay, you evolved a lot, because you know
Yeah, of
yourself
course.
more, but the questions remain. And I think that we live in a environment today, like worldwide, that is not easy to, because it's changing very fast also. Not only we are changing, but the environment in which we live is also changing, which makes our imperfections even stronger these days. So Fatima, let's go to the core of the topic. In this moment of your life, what's the area of your personality or life or role that you find uh, imperfect, and you are trying to work on?
Okay. Um, as a mom, the past years have, yani, they've been about my kids, right? So like, you know, having the kids and just doing everything for them. And part of being perfect was me being the perfect mom. Like, you know, the moms who make, I want to have the most perfect lunchbox for my kids. I want to make them look perfect. I want them to do the best project. Like I used to do it more than my kids because I'm like, we're gonna be the best one, you know, like that kind of mom. And lately, I'm just like, do it yourself. Whatever you do, I love it. You know, like I'm just letting go in that. As a mom, I feel like because I'm also like working on myself and finding myself because my kids are older. And that's when I feel imperfect. I'm like, oh my God, I'm such an imperfect mom now. Like, which gives guilt, you know, and all of these feelings that are like, I used to be a perfect mom and now I'm not. But then I'm like, but I'm doing what I love. And I did everything when they needed it the most, you know, when they needed those little notes in school and those things. And now it's more about like talking. Like my youngest is 10, but like I'm not the same mom that I was maybe in my 30s, right? Because I'm trying to also be as uh, a person that's happy from the inside, also for my kids. So I feel like this is the most moment now I feel imperfect. Everything else I love what I'm doing. I feel like to people I look imperfect, but I'm happy with what I am now because I'm not putting these masks and acting and hiding like I used to, you know, to look perfect. But as a mom, the guilt, you know, it's the guilt. But I do believe, and what I hear from my kids is, you are a great mom and we're so proud of you because I am being there. I'm not like, you know, I'm not like going somewhere else and just, you know, not being around. But I'm saying, like, compared to the old mom, I feel like there's an identity kind of like, I used to do more. I used to, you know, put more effort in these things. But it's also making my kids find themselves more, because I used to be the helicopter mom as well.
I
you
think
know?
this is huge, and the guilt, first of all, is the sentiment and the feeling that is the most useless, because it doesn't allow you to change, but it doesn't allow you neither to accept. So you are stuck in the middle, and you are feeling this feeling that is not. And usually, guilt doesn't come from inside; it comes from all the expectations of the society, of others, of us, also our inner critic.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
I, for example, worked for 2 years full time on the guilt that was inside of me, that I was feeling in all direction. And I remember, and I have a very strong relationship with the sea. You know it. You are also close to the sea. So, and I remember one time I was on the sea, and I was doing a meditation, and I was feeling all the guilt. I was feeling that I was letting go all the guilt, and for like almost an hour or even more, I was still feeling all the things going in the water. Like it couldn't stop,
Mhm.
And so yeah, guilt is a very strong feeling.
It is, and it brings your energy down, so it's also not good. It's the lowest form of energy.
Exactly.
Guilt, shame, these feelings, they're the worst energy you can put your body into. So it's amazing how you were like, letting it go into the earth, into the water. It's really, really, it's powerful.
Yeah. And to your point on motherhood, I think you are not the first woman that comes to mothers that comes to this podcast and talk about this. And yeah, it's like, and from different backgrounds, from different countries, and this is interesting. I think it's also related to the expectations of the society, the expectations that we have from ourselves around that, and not really about our kids, because as you said it, your kids are happy and are good, and they will and I think that they will your new motherhood will allow them to have the space to discover themselves their own answer
Mhm.
that might be different from what you would answer them, and
Mhm.
I always use this plane metaphor, when the plane, when they tell you the safety measures, they tell you first to put the mask for you, and then to put your mask for others. So if you are happy, I'm sure that your kids will be happy.
True. Because it's an energy. If the mom is depressed or feeling like she's not herself, because the worst thing is to live a life where you feel like you're doing something for others but not really for yourself also, because like you God also gave you this life for you, like the soul is in your body, it has needs, it has, so like also suppressing that is not healthy, and it's not a good message anyway for your kids, right? Like living something like not true to yourself is not good for you or for the people you love in the
Yeah.
long run.
And Fatima, I like the way when you were speaking about you as a mom, you saw the old mom and the new mom. What happened in between? What changed, and how did it happen? And how did you awake, let's say, in a way?
COVID. I think COVID messed a lot of us up, right?
Yeah, but in the good side for you.
Well, it wasn't at the beginning, because what happened to me is that right before COVID, okay, that's when I think I had my midlife crisis, like when you're like, what am I doing? I've just been doing, cooking and doing things for the kids and doing homework with them, and what about me? Like, I love singing, I love music, I used to play the guitar, I stopped. I love coaching. I took the certification, but I'm not really doing anything. I started having this feeling, and then I started taking vocal classes, right? Like music. And then I started like working on my songs, writing songs and doing things. And just while I was doing this, okay, so I'm like, wow, the kids, are in school and I can do my thing. And while I was doing that, COVID hit. So it hit me really hard, because in Saudi they closed schools for 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So 2 years the kids were home. I had to stop everything I was doing. So I got into this kind of depression, and feeling, not like, I don't want to say like heavy depression. Let's say mild depression, in the sense of I'm not happy. I'm not safe. I got into this unsafety feeling in my body. So I started also to gain weight, because my nervous system, my cortisol, I felt unsafe all the time. But not because of COVID, because of what was happening around. All these restrictions, all of these, like, you don't know what's going to happen. Saudi keeps saying, like, the school is going to start and it doesn't start. And then the kids, I was noticing how they're like just sitting home. Socially, they were like not like how I want. So I started to live in unsafety. And this is what also led me to study the nervous system and nervous system work and, do the psychology and neuroscience of mental health. And that's when I said, I don't want to be perfect anymore.
Mm. Lovely. Yeah, and you managed to do it. So this needs courage and strength, no?
Yeah, took a lot of courage.
What? Okay, so yeah, Fatima, yeah, it takes a lot of courage and effort to be able to keep the past. And for someone who's watching us now and they want to change, they know that they need to change something in their life, but they are not being able to do it. In your experience, what was the thing that helped you? Did you have any friend or what was in your experience the thing that helped you keep on doing the effort?
Keep on doing the effort, you mean to change or to just keep
Change,
going on?
to change, and to not go back to like to keep on searching for your own happiness. Because as you said, there is a lot of guilt around that, so you need to constantly to remind yourself of that. So
Yeah. No, it wasn't a friend. Actually, it was the most lonely time of my life in terms of friends.
yeah,
Yeah. Like, it was the time where I felt like my friendships were
fake.
actually the ones I had from before were like they got busy because she was a doctor and it was COVID times and she disappeared, or like, people just getting busy with their own lives. And بالعكس, I made like even new friends that time that now I'm closer to than my older friends. So yeah, I think it's a phase of life. But what helped me the most is actually being alone. Being alone and relying on myself and feeling like I need to enjoy being alone. I need to enjoy myself. I need to love myself because I had to spend a lot of time with myself. Like I always loved myself. I wasn't the kind of person that is scared to be alone. Like I would go to a coffee shop in the morning and have breakfast alone with my book and I'm happy, Annie, like or have dinner or lunch alone. I don't mind. But these moments made me feel like don't depend on others for happiness or for validation or for feeling safe. Bring the safety from within. Yani even my mom, I couldn't see her because she's in Italy, and I even in that sense I felt alone. Like family, and of course, thank God I had my husband, my kids. But in the sense of having someone's support and changing, it was me depending on myself. So what I would tell others is explore yourself, learn to love yourself, learn to love the parts of you that need love from others, like learn to connect with that part that actually you don't want to show, or the part that you want to look like you're strong or amazing or perfect. That weak part, connect to it.
Mm, nice.
Mm.
And I think being okay with being lonely, I think this, for example, in my case, I do it, but I'm still not very comfortable with it. I think I need to be more alone, and whenever I feel alone, I want to seek others' presence. But like it's very contradictive, and like it's a very weird feeling, because we are social animals at the end of the day.
True.
So I really appreciate the fact that you are working on yourself and that you are trying to become a better version of that. I have always been very attracted to this impulse, because it's an impulse. It's like instinctive. It's not something that the brain controls. It's something that comes from within, as you were mentioning, and then you start wanting to become a better version of yourself, wanting to be happy, loving yourself more, and exploring the different parts of you. And I wish everybody would do that, because I think the world in which we live would have been a much better place if everybody did the work.
True. And a lot of people think they don't need to do anything. And that's the worst part, I think, because as somebody who helps people heal and, look into these fragile and weak parts of yourself, so many people are so scared and they think they're perfect. They're like, I'm perfect. Nothing is wrong with me. And I'm like, you are the most person I think at this moment that would, you know, need to look inside yourself. They would like take insomnia pills, depression medication, anxiety medication. And then they're like, I'm fine. I'm like, yeah, okay. Like I have friends like that, and I'm like, come to a family constellations like session with me, like a group session I'm doing. And they're like, no, 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 I'm not doing that, like, I'm like, why? And she's like, I don't need it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Denial.
Yeah, but people need to look into themselves. We need this even for a better society, for better parents, right? As parents, even like how if you don't look into yourself and learn to heal yourself and to be a better version, like you're also raising kids into the society, right? You need to
Bring
also be conscious in the way you even raise your kids and all of that.
And you mentioned something interesting also, that which is to listen to what we like and what we want, and to do it, to make it happen. For example, when you spoke about singing, I did also singing classes at the moment where I did 5 years, when I was like, okay, what am I doing for myself? Okay, I'm working for my family, I'm providing, I'm successful, but where is me? Where is me? And then I discovered that I like cooking, I like singing, and sports, different kind of sports. I explored boxing, yoga, swimming. So it's very important. And now, in this moment of my life where I feel a little bit that I need to to remotivate myself. This morning when I was meditating, the message that I received was, take care of yourself, do the things you are. Because with all the changes that I lived in the last couple of years, I put aside a little bit all the things that energizes me. Luckily, I have the Imperfect podcast, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's important that we recognize this and we act on it. Are you still doing some activities?
Yes, of course. Part of the it's so funny because we have things in common. Because when I told you when I was going, I think I call it the midlife crisis as a joke. I don't know what I was going through, but the part of after your kids are older and you're like, okay, now me, like what am I gonna do? So, I mean, I just joke. I don't know if it was, I mean, officially. So yeah, the first thing I did actually before music was acting. Yeah. So I went to, I was like, I want to act. So I went to Istanbul, Turkey, and there is this director that I love. Like I've watched all her shows, and she had this course, and I was like, I'm gonna go because I speak Turkish. So I was like, I'm gonna go and attend with her. And it was one of the best experiences of my life. It was amazing because it also taught me, I had talking about imperfect and all of that. I always had the poker face. And she brought that to my attention because acting, you need to use your expressions, right? Like, because I always wanted to look perfect and I was like, so like, wanting to look perfect. Like, I always had this poker face. She was like, I don't see any expressions in your face. And I'm half Italian, like I'm very expressive and like, but when I was acting, like my face was like, like I want to look perfect, And then she's like, what's up with this poker face, And I was like, what, me? Like I thought I was doing, and then I started like to become more like, more in tune with my body, my expressions, more feeling comfortable to act in front of people, to act like I'm crying. So I think this was the first step in my healing journey anyway. Like it was an amazing experience.
Interesting, because playing or theater or whatsoever is really very spiritual. In fact, it helps. Like in my case, also it helped me a lot discover myself, because we realize that, yeah, we are playing all the time.
Yeah.
Like we are playing a role. Like and we're putting a mask. And and society pushes us even more to put mask. And this is my next question to you. Like, in the world in which we live, that is crazy and obsessed with perfection. You know, wherever we go on social media and our in society, etc. Like, we're praising perfection. How do you do to remain sane, and how do you do to remain you?
To remain sane and to be me. And you mean in a culture where people want to put masks and things like that?
Yeah, how do you keep yourself, your integrity, and keep yourself, stay okay with who you are, with your imperfections, with your vulnerabilities, you know, like, because we tend to want to hide them when we are, you know, on Instagram or on society or whatsoever.
First of all, doing the things I love. Second of all, after integrating all the parts of you, the parts you like and the parts you don't like, you start to be more comfortable with yourself. You start to, I mean, that's also like part of the healing journey. Like when you start accepting the parts of you that you didn't like, you start to not seek validation from people. Because wanting to seek validation from people is what makes us put these masks. Wanting to be loved from people, or, oh my God, she's amazing. Oh, he's great. He's so put together. She's so like smart. These are the things, in the end, we're all looking for love. You know, we're looking for attention, love, and all of that, right? But is this really the way you want to receive love? And do these people, if they say that, do they actually really love you? Right? If you just go back to this little just feeling and just give it to yourself, then you don't need to wear these masks to make anybody love you. You don't need to perform so anybody loves you. And this is what happened to me with my Instagram. You know how many years I've put it on hold just because I want to look perfect on my Instagram? And how many videos I've done with like other, healers, and I'm like, no, no, I'm not gonna put this because I look bad. I look weird. I don't like the way I'm talking. And now I reached the point where I'm like, I don't like it, but it's okay.
Mm.
Like I don't look nice here, but it's okay. I look fat in this picture, but it's okay.
I hope you look perfect, by the way, Fatima. Don't
Thank you.
call me tomorrow and tell me let's not publish it.
Delete.
Cut, cut. I'm gonna do the editing. Yeah, don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
Photoshop me, make me thin. Yeah,
No,
I
but I like.
mean,
Yeah,
being okay with yourself is really the first step, I think.
yeah, and loving yourself, as you said it, because you're spot on when you say that when we wear a mask so that people love us, they don't really love us. They love the mask.
Exactly.
But when we accept ourselves and we are ourselves, and people like us or don't like us, at least when they like us, like the real us. So
Exactly. They like you.
yeah, yeah, and so we feel more valuable and
Yes.
detached from the masks. I like it. Um, what is the mask that was the most painful for you? Like the perfection mask that was like, or the role that was the most challenging for you?
The mask, I think of, don't know, like we have so many masks. I'm trying to think. You mean the one that caused me pain?
Yeah.
Oh, wanting to be liked by everyone.
Mm.
You wanting to be everyone's cup of tea.
People pleasing, you know, like this kind of
People
stuff.
pleasing, but in the sense of I want each and every one of you to like me. There's no one who's not gonna like me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like one by one. I'm gonna make sure.
And you were ready to do anything so that they like you, or
It's not that bad, but I have like a little, I mean, story I can share with that, which showed me that no matter what you do, like this is not the right way to do it, and not everyone is gonna like you. Is I had two people that are very close to me that didn't like each other. And I would sit with this one and she would say, oh, I don't like her. She's so sensitive. She's annoying, whatever. And I would say, no, 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 she's really nice. And I would sit with the other one and she would be like, yeah, I think she doesn't like me and I don't like her either. And I'm like, no, 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 no. She seems like she doesn't like you, but she does. And I was trying to be in the middle, like the perfect one. Like, oh, and I was so proud. Like they both like me, but they don't like each
Mhm.
other. Like I'm loved, like kind of that kind of when you fool yourself, like I'm so lovable. That's why they both love me. Till one day, they both said something about me that I didn't say, right? And I got in trouble. Like, you said this. I'm like, I didn't say it. And then she was like, yeah, you said this. So they put me as the scapegoat between them because they had to eventually be okay with each other
Yeah.
for, mutual,
Interest.
benefits. Yeah. So I was the scapegoat. This was, I think, one of the most breaking points in my life because I was so depressed. I was broken. I felt like stabbed in the back because I didn't say all these bad things that they said I said. And it just shattered everything I was building my personality on. Like, I'm loved, everyone loves me, I'm amazing, I'm good to her, I'm speaking good about both to each other. Like, I'm such a lovable person, I'm so social, I'm so amazing.
Yeah.
And after that, I'm like, damn everyone.
Yeah. I'm me.
Yeah, yeah. Like, you're like, no, no, you can't be loved. And actually, one of them told me the sentence, and she kind of gave me a slap on the face. She told me, you don't need to be loved by everyone. She said it in a mean way, but I got the point. I was like, oh, it was a wake up call. Like, yeah, I don't need to be loved by anyone.
Yeah, and Fatima, sometimes the challenging situations they teach us a lot. Like in my experience, a lot of my worst crisis situations were at the end transformative because at some point you will choose either I continue lamenting over a situation or I grieve it
Yeah.
and then I move on and I grow from it. So this is what you did. What you did in a way.
Yes. And this is when I started turning inwards, actually, right after that. Is
Mm.
when I did the acting classes, when I started going back to music and art and all of these things. So it led me the right way.
Yeah, great. And what did you have to let go of to become the version of what you are today?
Let go of outer validation, seeking validation. This is a big one for me. Seeking validation, trying to fit in even when I don't. So basically, changing who I am just to fit in. Sometimes you want to change who you are just to fit in. And I've done that in the past. And being true to myself, being true to myself, just letting go of seeking validation, trying to fit in, and also of removing parts of me so others can like me. Just integrating all of me and just liking me, and that actually made people like me more because I was more authentic. Yeah, the right people, of course. Not everybody will like you, but the right people, you start attracting the right people in your life.
Yeah. And Fatima, we spoke few when we started this conversation, we spoke about who are the real you. But let me give you a setup to ask again this question in a different way. So let's imagine the perfect spot for you. I would imagine, is it more sea or mountain in your case?
See,
So of course,
yeah,
sea, sun, like a beautiful turquoise water. You're alone on the white sandy beach. The sun is shining. You're happy. You're in your best mood. And then I meet you. Who would I meet? Which version of you? Who would be this Fatima?
peaceful,
Hmm.
the peaceful Fatima.
How would she be?
Feeling safe. She would be speaking truth, calm, mindful. Yeah, just in the moment. The person who's in the moment.
Which is the most difficult thing to do, being in the moment.
Yeah, because I'm
Wow.
an overthinker as well. Yeah.
This is another imperfection, no?
Yes.
How do you
Overthinker.
how do you manage this, or how do you reduce the side effects of overthinking?
Well, I'm much better. I used to be the kind that even imagines the worst. Always on like alert, like, oh, something's gonna happen. No matter what it is, it's very tiring, very tiring. And how did I manage it? Of course, doing mindfulness practice, meditating, breath work, and also family constellations helped me a lot with this as well.
Yeah. And you
And
have
mindfulness.
a frequent, like a regular routine of practices, or you do it sporadically?
No, no, every morning. I do journaling, like, I mean, gratitude journaling,
Mm-hmm,
writing what I'm grateful for. And then I follow it by breath work and then meditation.
mm-hmm. And in this moment, what are you
Mm.
grateful for?
Health.
We forget sometimes that this is important because we take it for granted.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is important. What are you
yeah.
grateful for?
This conversation and this moment of true connection between people who don't know each other. And
Mm,
truly and honesty and vulnerability and I can do this forever. Like I really love it and it energizes me and it counterbalance also a little bit everything I see around us in the world where relationships are becoming more and more transactional, controlling, and this kind of stuff. So I really enjoy these moments of true raw conversations. Yeah, I enjoy it. So thank you.
thanks to you. And people these days just want benefit from each other, right? Like it makes you lose hope in people sometimes, you know?
True. But
Yeah,
but I hope to think that there are also more and more people that are awakening and that are more aware of everything we're going through and that are more and more trying to connect to the light that is inside of each one of us at the end of the day.
true. I'm sure, yeah, there are, of course, a lot of these people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Hi.
hopefully we always attract them.
Exactly. Fatima, before we close, there's always this question that I ask my guests. I don't know if you heard it, but um, are you ready?
Yeah.
So can you please share with us something that no one or very few people know about you?
Oh. No one or very few people know about me. I don't know if nobody knows about it though.
Share whatever comes to your mind.
That I mean, a lot of people know I'm an artist by nature, but I think my soul, yeah, maybe I don't share this a lot. Okay, let me say it. I always believe that my soul came into this world, and I always felt it since I was a kid, came into this world to share two things. One is art, since I was a child. It's not something I discovered when I'm older. Another one is to help people heal. But I don't say it much, not to sound like like I know what I'm doing or I'm a healer or whatever. I don't share it actually.
And are you happy today of where you are in the both arts and healing?
Yes, the artist part needs more work because I'm focusing more on healing than my music. But yes, I'm happy. I'm happy, but I think I should focus also more on the art.
Great. So I hope that you will be able at some point, and I'm sure, not I hope. In fact, I know, and I know also that in this moment you're not because it's not important for you, but because you cannot do everything. So now you're focusing on energy there, but once you have the foundation strong, you will also take care of this other part of you. And I now that I'm saying it to you, I'm mirroring it for myself because I also you should do this, you should do that. But yeah, I know that everything will come at the right moment. The peaceful
Yes.
Fatima or the peaceful Ziad would say, it will come. You're on the right track. Be patient.
Yes, and take your time. Take your time.
Fatima, thank you so much for this amazing conversation. At the end of
Thanks to
the
you.
my session, my episodes, I like to rephrase in few sentences what are the main messages that we discussed. Here it is. So we started with you, Fatima. You presented yourself as being a person that has different parts, different backgrounds, as you mentioned it in blood or in the life. You come from different countries. You have different parts. One of the artist, the mother, and the healer, and this kind of stuff. And you've always maybe the old you were struggling with the perfect mom. You were trying to play the role of the perfect mom, and maybe, but this was the norm for you, and it was, and now you would say that maybe you were even doing it, overdoing it, and then with COVID you felt that you were alone. You felt that also before you started to get to work on yourself and on your passions, and then COVID came, and there were 2 years where the kids were also at home, and you were questioning yourself even more. But this, at the same time, this period of time allowed you even to connect even more with yourself. This alone time also allowed you to connect even more with yourself and to seek more and more happiness. And this is what you did with a lot of effort and with a lot of strengths. You did it, and you did it for yourself. And the strengths that you had came from inside of you. And now that your kids are older, you're happy to be a mom and to also be a happy person, because a happy mom means also happy kids. Then we spoke about the different masks that you and we all wear in the society, being on social media or on in real life, and that when you were, what helped you in this recognize this and being aware of this is the theater classes or acting classes that you had in Turkey, and this allowed you to realize that in your normal life you're always wearing masks, and this allowed you also to throw the mask and become even more and more connected with yourself. um, Fatima, in an ideal world, is a peaceful, very peaceful soul, a peaceful soul that came to this earth to do two main missions. The first one is sharing arts, and there is a big part of you that is an artist that you're not maybe completely satisfied with today, but that you know that you were gonna reach it at some point. And another part that is a healer, and this is something that you are working on. You are giving sessions, group and in person, and you are working in this field. That's it, Fatima. I think. I don't know if I missed anything. What do you think?
No, it's perfect. Perfect and perfect.
Perfectly imperfect. Well, thank you a lot, Fatima, for
Thanks
your
to you,
presence,
Ziad.
for your sharing, for your honesty. I really enjoyed our episode, and I'm sure we're gonna have more occasions to meet. If you pass by Paris, let me know. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much, Ziad. Thank you. I
Thank you,
had so
Fatima.
much fun in this conversation. Thank you. And I wish
I
you the
mean,
best as well in everything you're trying to do.
thank you a lot. Thank you. So, guys, please watch us, like us, follow us, subscribe. We're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and we need your help. We're still a small podcast, and we envision ourselves to become the biggest podcast in the world, the biggest imperfect podcast in the world. So please, we count on you to encourage us. Thank you, Fatima. Thank you all, and see you soon.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.